All right, Geminis, a lot of energy is moving right now in pretty much every area of your life, it seems. So you're taking a moment to pause, to reflect, to transmute a lot of energy for what's to come. All right. So this Taurus season, what I was channeling, Taurus season, Aries season. So I think we're maybe getting ready for some new levels of expansion come Taurus season, but Aries season, death and rebirth, or that you're just putting in so much work. And when I was channeling, it was interesting, like the feeling of a cold sore, you know, when your lip is tingling and you know you're about to get a cold sore. I think some of you are just exhausted. Literally, the first card that I pulled was the 10 of Wands. It's like you've been working so hard. And I think some of you are like, I just need to put X amount of hours in or just do a little bit more and then I'll reach the next level or then I can rest. Or it's almost kind of like that belief. It's like, I can sleep when I'm dead. It's like, no, babe. We want to lean back a little bit because we need to honor the rest and just bank some hours of sleep. Because that little slip, I think Taurus season, lots of activations coming, but we're not going to have the energy to maintain what we're wanting to create if we keep going at this rate. Also, too, kind of like with the cold sore, what was coming through intuitively is careful of what you say. If we're talking not so positively about others or ourselves or trying to make others look bad. I mean, with this Aries energy, it can be very competitive, very Martian. And so maybe using our words in a more positive light for ourselves and for our competitors or for anyone else in our life that we feel like we're in competition with. Just be mindful of that, okay? Because that really did feel, it's like, what are the words coming out of our mouth? And maybe that's what's causing these kind of not so pleasant things to be on our lips, okay? Good. Also, the image when I was channeling of you approaching a horse and you're like, okay, I'm ready. Like this is I was going to say carrier, but this is kind of like the vessel that I'm going to need to transport me to the next level. But the horse was almost like shaking its head. It's like, we don't have the right materials. We don't have a canteen of water. We don't even have a map. We can't just hop on and go. It's like, pause, reflect, make sure you have a satchel full of everything that we need, making sure that you have a map planned out so I can have food. This is like the horse talking to you when I was channeling. Also, horse is a nice symbolism for a Sagittarius. So maybe you're working together with a Sagittarius or in a relationship with one. You're like, let's take it to the next level. And the Sag is like, no, you're not ready. I'm not ready. We need to pause, which was nice because then the next vision that came through was of a pool party and of swimming. So potentially if you enjoy swimming or if you're near a body of water, you can just allow yourself to be submerged in that water. That's a great idea. And even just partying and having fun. It's like, yes, the next layer of expansion is coming. Yes, those are all coming for you, but enjoy the level that you're currently at. Enjoy, like when I saw the horse, it was like this beautiful field with all these beautiful trees and like bushels of berries. Like there's so many beautiful things to enjoy. And you're like, okay, let's hop on the horse and go next. It's like, no, pause, pause, pause. That really seems what you're meant to do. The cards that I pulled, 10 of Wands, the Hermit, the 10 of Swords. It's like I don't know how much more clear the universe can be for this Aries season. It's like we need to really examine where we are, identifying what needs to be fine-tuned, and just rest a little bit. We have 2 10s here, right? So you're obviously finishing up a cycle. Aries is the start of the new energetic year, but that doesn't mean that there still might be remnants of what you were creating or what you were finishing from the last energetic year or what you were trying to finish during Pisces season. Give yourself a little bit of grace. And I think that potentially if some of you are able to see some healers, to do some of that spiritual work, maybe even doing like ayahuasca, doing some other magical adventures to allow yourself that time to really see what's coming up to the surface. I found it interesting that swimming and like a pool party that was coming through, the element of water, of connecting inward to our emotions or intuition, that just seems to be coming up a lot. I don't think Pisces energy is finished for us just yet, especially with Jupiter and Neptune having that conjunction approaching this Aries season. So I want you all to really examine, it's like, why are we trying to bypass this, or maybe having a little bit of ego attached? Like, I've worked so much, I've worked so hard, this is my time, I want to go, I want to get that next level, I want to expand. Everything here is kind of like saying, we need to pause. That expansion is coming, but right now we are shedding, we're releasing what's no longer serving us to get to that next point. It's almost like I'm seeing kind of like a kid when it doesn't get what it wants at the grocery store. It's like, that was meant to be mine. Like, why isn't it my turn? It's kind of like, if you're allowing your ego to maybe bypass everything and take hold, maybe now is the time to step back a little bit and examine that from a different lens. And I do think, especially with this Hermit card, of course, represents Virgo energy. Maybe even seeing where you were during Virgo season of last year, that kind of being already 6 months ago, and seeing how far you've grown, seeing where you're in alignment with what you wanted to create at that point, and where some fine tuning, or where that critical eye or that Virgo energy can come into your field of scope. And even potentially if you have a healer or a friend or a mentor that has prominent Virgo energy holding space for you. Oh, and of course we just had the Virgo full moon. So that makes sense as well. So really examining what came through during that Virgo full moon and what's taking place right now, okay? 3 more cards, please, for Gemini. Oh, yeah, that felt good. Breath work, Geminis. You're an air sign. If you're feeling like you're in your head, tapping back into your breath, whether that's 4-4-4 or 4-7-8 in terms of breathe in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, or just in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Whatever feels good for you, but really just relying and prioritizing that breath work in those periods where you need some calm and peace would be great. Or maybe even going to like a specialist if you're going to a meditation class who really specializes in breath work. That could also be a vibe as well, where you're like, oh, I can just let go of this. Yeah, it's like, oh, that feels so much better. And this is like a fun manifestation. I just see like the energy of lifting weights, but just we're literally focused on the arms. So biceps, triceps, or just maybe going back into the gym. It's like, yeah, I think we're just refueling the body, re-strengthening ourselves. It's not the main focus. I don't think is like needing to expand. It's pause, reflect, fine tune. Yeah. Also, this is going to be very specific, but it's like this layer of like shedding. It's like donating or getting rid of old clothes that no longer fit your style. Like even if you get like micro needling or a chemical peel, like it just seems like there's a layer of skin that needs to be shed right now. I just keep seeing it's like release, let go. It's like you're literally that 10 of swords. We are letting go of everything physically that is no longer serving us. So style, going through your kitchen, getting rid of old like spices or herbs or condiments. It's like just in every part of your life, it's kind of like that 10 of swords. Where are we letting go? Our thoughts as well, that swords energy. It's like this is no longer serving us. But we have the 4 of wands. We have the justice card. We have the page of cups, which is all fabulous energy. Part of me thinks that some of you guys are really thinking about like marriage, expansion, more commitment, really wanting to meet someone in the middle of like, I'm ready for this next expansion. So maybe in terms of like work or soul purpose, we're going inward, but you're really wanting to focus on really the things that matter in terms of love and commitment and partnership, especially with justice there as well, right? Some of you might also be looking at a new home, wanting to invest in property, wanting to renovate, wanting to bring more balance and harmony into your home space. And I think that's also kind of a nice nudge of purging, releasing, cleaning, literally spring cleaning for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. We're now in that spring energy with Aries season. So that's a vibe. Yeah, I don't think in terms of what I'm getting is anything kind of malicious or bad with this justice card. A lot of times it can be like legal matters and family matters with regards to stability. So if some of you are kind of waiting on news around that in terms of either like a divorce or a settlement, this seems like a really good sign. And I do think with this pairing, the justice and the 4 of wands with the page of cups, some of you are maybe contemplating children or wanting to start talking about having children, or just connecting in with like, maybe these are things I never got to enjoy when I was a child in terms of having lots of money or having opportunity to enjoy my wealth. And now when we're taking this moment to pause, what did you always want to do when you were little? What toy did you wish you could have played with? What did you want to enjoy? What shows, what movies? You were like, I just want to really having this space where I've worked extremely hard. I now have all of this time that, yes, I could put into growth, expansion, level up, but I could also just take time to honor all the hard work that I've done and really just sit with this inner child and have fun and play. And I think that's kind of the homework here, Gemini, which is nice, is that, yes, create, grow, communicate, expand in that way. But it's almost like we really just want to ground in, focus on stability, and play. And that was interesting too, that little slip that came through at the beginning of like Taurus season. No, wait, we're getting ready for Taurus season. We're building the foundation. We're getting everything that we need to feel secure. So when we get to Taurus season, that safety and security, a big old check mark is already there. Then we can focus on the other side of Taurus energy, which is luxury and wealth. So know that that luxury, wealth, and accomplishment is coming. But right now we just get to play and build the foundation, okay? Fabulous. So that is the general reading for this Aries season. Geminis, if this reading really resonated and you want to say thank you, all tips and donations to support this content creation is always appreciated. The link to our PayPal can be found in our bio. Our books are currently closed for one-on-one readings, but they will be opening in April. So stay tuned for that. And please feel free to share and tag a fellow Gemini that could benefit from this reading. Thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate it. Have a wonderful Aries season, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.